antidepressant drugs. Taylor and 10 other Columbine victims are suing the makers of Luvox. At the time of the killings, Eric Harris was taking the antidepressant, which is similar to Prozac.
Every kid is picked on. I mean, I was picked on, and, you know, I stood up for myself. But I think it's really the drugs.
Dr. Tracy studies how the brain reacts to different chemicals. She says antidepressants actually cause violent behavior. But the director of Valley Mental Health says Taylor is way off, that these drugs actually save lives. The risk of suicide and violent behavior comes when people are not treated.
Police say the knife-wielding suspect who killed 8 children in a Japanese elementary school today had a history of mental problems. Medics performed CPR in a parking lot, and children were running for their lives after this attack. Witnesses say the suspect marched into a classroom today with an 11-inch kitchen knife and began stabbing first and second graders at random. In addition to the 8 students who died at
Woodside, a top executive at Zions Bank is charged with drug possession and child abuse. And the use of antidepressant drugs. Many healthcare experts say there may be a variety of reasons why. As Fox 13's Todd Hansen reports, some say Utahns should be alarmed at what the study shows.
Well, it wouldn't surprise me that Utah would be high on the list, but it does surprise me somewhat that they say we're #1.
The study was done by a St. Louis company that provides pharmacy benefits to patients around the nation. It doesn't include people covered by Medicaid, Medicare, or Intermountain Health Care, Utah's largest insurer.
They certainly are by no means the only company that's represented in Utah, so their data might be skewed. We don't know that yet.
But psychiatrist Louis Mensch says there are several reasons Utah would be high on the list.
We have quite an educated population in Utah, and I think people are more aware of depression as an illness.
He says Utah's large families factor in as well.
Women use antidepressants and need them about twice as often as men. And if we have a lot of young women with large families who are trying to hold down a job and raise kids.
He also says where other people might turn to alcohol, Utahns are more likely to medicate.
I think it should be very alarming. Very, very alarming.
Dr. Tracy says antidepressant drugs can induce very severe and sometimes violent psychotic breaks.
The research is very, very clear that when you increase serotonin and decrease the metabolism of serotonin, as these drugs do, you create depression. You don't cure it.
So people mistake cause and effect. They think if somebody's taking a medicine, that must mean the medicine caused it. It may mean the medicine just wasn't effective in trying to get rid of the problem in the first place.
As the debate over side effects continues, there's really no argument that Utahns have been at the top of the list when it comes to antidepressants for many years. In Salt Lake, Todd Hansen, Fox 13 News, Utah.
Yesterday, a woman allegedly drowned her 5 children in the family's bathtub. Tonight, her husband is talking about the severe depression that may have triggered his wife's actions. You'll hear from him coming up at 9:45.
A terrible accident in South Salt Lake today claims the life.
We're going to hear from the husband of a woman who may have killed her children.